morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to another episode of the One Perspective to Another podcast. I am your humble, gracious, gifted, and talented host, A. Sanders, here with another episode. This is episode 62. On this episode, I'm just going to keep it evergreen, just talking about some light stuff. It's going to be a short podcast, just talking about situational awareness, just doing it. It's something that I've wanted to do personally, just making the grind real, making it worth it. Then cycles of news and just summer's over. So what are we going to do next? What's coming next for your world, for your life, for your needs, for your blessings, whatever it may be. Just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Follow me on all the socials. Follow me on YouTube. Trying to get the YouTube popping. Trying to get the Perspective Productions popping. All that shit in the works. Just going to keep it going from there, starting out. Oh, yeah, shout out to all the sponsors. Shout out to Anchor. Shout out to Two Oaks. Shout out to everybody in the business. Shout out to everybody out there grinding, doing their hustle, getting their chips up for this hot fall, summer, pumpkin spice latte filled shit, I guess, whatever. Who the fuck knows? But, evergreen content. I didn't want to do anything about the news or what's going on because it's the same thing. It's the same cycle. I want to talk about that in the news cycle too. Like, I want to do a podcast that's going over all the news cycles of information and stories that are broken because mass shootings, Trump, something cultural based, like it's just a big ass cycle and just starting to get real repetitive. But didn't want to go down that road, but kind of here anyway, so it is what it is. But the main thing that I want to talk about first is situational awareness. Situational awareness. I was having a conversation with a friend about this earlier today, actually, and that we just come into these situations where perspective comes in true. Shout out to Town Business, holiday weekend, everybody out in them streets. You come to a point where not everybody has the same perspective on things. Not everybody has the same point of view on things. And where relationships and people fall apart is where that disconnect happens and where situational awareness does not compute in the same way. Because, for example, if you are in a relationship or if you have something with your job, like, you're never going to see eye to eye because one person or the other is going to be giving 100%. But it's not your baby. It's not your life. It's not your relationship on the other side of it because it's you. You have your own wants and your own needs too. So situational awareness is understanding that this person does not love this job as much as me. It does not love this this entity as much as me. It don't love this passion that I have as much as me. So you can't expect people to give you 100% of what you ask of them because they have their own thoughts, ideas, and recollections of things that make them happy. That's where we get the disconnect because you're never going to get, if you're a CEO, prime example, if you're a CEO, you're never going to get somebody to love your company as much as you do because we all been in those situations where we got a job or we in a relationship and the other person just cares more about it than you do. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. That's just the way it is sometimes. We have to come to situational awareness and understand that you might only get 70% of 100% from that person working on your project or loving something that you love. And that is perfectly okay. It is okay to not have the same amount of awareness towards something. But when it comes to self, like, you should always be 100 for you and moving forward. That's something that I've learned a lot this year is that situational awareness towards the things that you need. I always tell people all the time, only you open up your eyes. Only you make the choices that you make. And that's true. It's 100% you. So make sure that those choices affect you the most. It's not your job to take care of nobody. It's not your job to make sure that the world is okay. Because we listen to the world too much. We got to make sure that our world is okay first. So That's my little thing about situational awareness. Taking care of home instead of stop taking care of the world is really important. I've been watching some YouTube today, and I seen this dude on YouTube who got fired off his job, and he just started doing YouTube and just said, whatever, fuck it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and he just did it. And I know there's a lot of glitz and glans behind of how things really work and how money moves. I did podcasts on loopholes and all this shit, but it led me back to the path of a brand that I love till this day, and I'll probably always will, just because of a simple slogan that goes by the name, just do it. And it made me think and just go into my mind palace of my mind and just realizing the thing that I want to do the most is I just want to fucking travel the world and take videos of majestic backdrops and just say I fucking did it. That is definitely a goal of mine. That's something that I've not always wanted to do, but something that I've thought about now because I do these videos for my fulfillment and traveling the world. I've never been the person who traveled to go to Turk and Caicos like Joe and just sit on the beach and be in water. That's not fun to me. Being engulfed in a place I've never been before, and the icon and the modern marvel of just being at the Eiffel Tower or being at Big Ben or being at the Great Wall of China and just doing something that's dope to me. And if people like it, they like it. That's just something that I like to do. I've been to 2 of those places before, but I didn't do a video in front of them or something that was important to me. So that's my new goal, and wherever that takes me, that's where it takes me. Maybe I do become a YouTube person. Maybe I do start something with logistics of traveling and just finding perspective on a journey somewhere. I don't know. Perspective has always been something that has been very important to me, and it ties with situational awareness and keeping my balance. And it's a point where you come into life and you just start seeing people around you. Like, do you want the family? Do you want the cars? Do you want the lifestyle? Do you want to be in the club? And those have never been things that have been high on my priority list because I've always just been the person who just wanted to understand why. And that's where I just came to the realization of just do it. So just do it. I've been laying the roots, I've been laying the foundation. So fall's coming up, the new season's coming up, the new year's coming up. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see what moves I make, what I can do, and just see where the chips fall. Yeah, so that was my just do it, just me thinking out loud and watching YouTube and just seeing where the time takes you, because I'm not old, but just getting more niche in the things that I like and the things that I love. It's me doing this podcast. It's me. I would love to fucking travel the world doing podcasts and shit like that, but got to set up the groundwork, and I feel like this is me setting on my track, so we'll see where it takes me. I say that that's what I want, but is it really what I need or where I'm going to eventually end up? Who knows? But I'll put the same question forward to people listening, like, what is it that you want? What is it that you want to do? What do you need to do? Situational awareness and understanding that it's about your world and there ain't nothing you can do for the outside world as a singular person. Do you want to fight for whatever the fuck it is that you want to fight for? Then yeah, your shit does matter to the rest of the world. But at the end of the day, for me personally, like, it's always been about balance, and it's always been about fulfillment. Fulfillment to whatever brings me peace and me joy. And that's a little thing. That's Super Soul Sunday. That's the flowers and just seeing a galaxy inside of a flower and just going deep beyond the surface of this thing just is alive, and it gets air and oxygen and carbon dioxide and creates colorful shit, and it's amazing to look at. And it brings me peace. It brings me joy. So I want everybody to get that peace and joy for themselves too. Then next, I just want to talk about to stop worrying about the world so much. And I kind of talked about it before, but it's mass shootings going on. It's shit with the church. It's shit going down. It's burning down. It's shit people in the world. We got a stupid president. We got this. We got that. And going back to these news cycles and shit, I feel like they just cloud our brains and stops us from living. Money rules the world no matter what we want to say, no matter what we want to try and stop it. It's racism. It's all these isms in the world, and it gets tiring giving so much attention to them all the time. So I guess I'm just taking a break from it and just really focusing on me. And I'm not saying that I don't care about any of the things that's going on, but like social media and Twitter and Facebook, like sometimes you ain't gotta be woke. And they always say, like, if you don't say nothing, that means that you supporting it. No, that just means that you care about being there when it matters, being there and understanding. Just because you don't say nothing doesn't mean that you're against it. Because 90% of people who always say something first are always the people who are wrong, because it's always more facts. The media plays these powerful ass things like it's something that's just instantaneous, but you can never get the full picture off of first glance. Like, take your time with it the same way you take your time with your life. Take your time with these media outlets and all this shit going on in the world. Just remember that it's a cycle, and it's all geared to make you feel some type of way. It's some type of marketing. It's some type of something. So just take a step back and take all that shit and just put it inside of you. So with that being said, it's my evergreen episode, keeping it short. Yeah, just go out there and do whatever the fuck that you want to do. Just make sure that you maintain yourself, your mental health, your mental focus, your heart, your body, your soul, whatever it is that brings you peace and fulfillment. Just do it. Sacrifice whatever you got to do to get that. Don't sacrifice for the others unless you have something for yourself. Yeah, as always, it's just my perspective. Shout out to everybody out there grinding. Football is coming back. Summer is about to be over. Pumpkin spice latte is about to be in the peak of happiness for all the people in the world, so they can enjoy that and be all cuzzles and cozied up and whatnot. So have fun watching them, people at Starbucks and shit. Shout out to Joker movie coming out. Definitely want to watch that. Shout out to It too. Definitely want to see that popping off. Just getting back to this shit that I want to do. Movies and TV shows and power and movies and all that shit. And just focusing on me again and focusing on getting this empire, getting this one perspective to another shit. It was a trip having people actually like say OPTA is something that I've not prided myself in, but it's just a trip to see. So really want to start pushing that and just bringing awareness to one perspective to another, because it's always been my ultimate experience, and those stories are always worth telling. That's why I'm telling my story. That's why I started this podcast. That's why I try to make this shit evergreen. So if anybody listens to it, or even if I go back and listen to it, you get some kind of perspective and just change your point of view. So finally going to end it on this note. Make sure you like, subscribe, listen, follow me on Twitter at a.sanders510. Follow me on Instagram at Viper510. One perspective to another on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. I really want to get my shit up to 100 so I can change the name to One Perspective to Another, or OPTA. Want to get an OPTA hat and an OPTA shirt grind popping off. Get some merch if you want to support, and I don't know, put your own special quote underneath a shirt or a hat or something. That's what I've been trying to work on and see how that would work. But just something on the side. I'm not trying to force down apparel on people. I'm just trying to get my brand and my name out there in these streets. I'm going to start doing my videos with them. I know I'm late to the party, but it's a grind. You got to find it your own way, and it's your own pace, as long as you get there through fulfillment. Yeah. So, like I said, follow me on them Instagrams. Follow me on the YouTube. Instagram, Facebook, all there. Gonna end with a sleeper from the people. I think it was one of my first ever sleepers Shout out to Rory, shout out to Maul, shout out to Joe for being the A&Rs for these people. But it is a great group, and they are definitely bringing in the R&B vibes for the fall. Because everybody knows that I love me some fucking R&B. R&B is always king over rap, even though I like rap. But as always, it's just my perspective, and I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm out.
But no one above. I picture you naked when you're out of town. My sole inspiration lately. All nights I want it. I know you've been patient with me. All nights I need it. Tell me, girl, do you crave it like me? Hit me up when you're lonely. I know that you're waiting tonight. One time if you save it tonight.
Sometimes I love myself, touch myself, thinking of you. Sometimes when you're gone, far from home, thinking about you, baby. Just like you. Just like you. Just like you. Just like you.
Kiss on your navel, my hands on your waist. Obsessed with your flavor, I just wanna taste my caramel shawty. You're deep in my soul. Stop talking so naughty, you're crazy. You talk too much shit. All nights I want it. I know you've been patient with me. All nights I need it. Tell me, girl, do you crave it like me? Hit me up when you're lonely. I know that you're waiting